ॐ वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। ओम श्री महागणपतये नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। ओम भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति पूषा वेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। Somebody has unmuted. Please mute. I am hearing some child's voice. Thank you.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Namaste once again.
Namaste Guruji. Namaste.
Namaste. So we will chant the first mantra we started seeing, and then later we'll go to the bhashya. Okay. All of us can chant. Om Brahma Devanam.
Om Brahma Devanam.
Brahma Devana.
Pratama Sambhabhuva.
Pratama Sambhuva.
Vishwasya Karta.
Vishwasya Karta.
Bhuvanasya Gopta.
Bhuvanasya Gopta.
Sabrahma Vidyam.
Sabrahma Vidyam.
Sarva Vidya Pratishtham.
Sarva Vidya Pratishtham.
Atharvaya Jeshta Putraya Praha.
Atharvaya Jeshta Putraya.
Good. So in the last class, we completed the discussion on this first mantra of this Upanishad, where Brahmaji is presented as the initiator of the lineage of teachers. And as I said, here we have to understand that Brahmaji represents the Lord himself. The Lord manifested as Brahmaji is said to be the first among the Guru Parampara. And that Brahmaji is presented as the creator and also the protector. Protector of the entire Prapancha. And this Brahmaji is also presented here as the teacher of Brahma Vidya, the first teacher. And afterwards, he gave this Vidya to Atharva, his Shishya, who is his eldest son. Jeshta Putraya Praha, he said, right? And then this is how this lineage of teachers is continuing. So in this mantra, both the first giver of the Vidya that is Brahmaji, and the Vidya itself is glorified. So now we will see the Bhashyam. We will first read the full paragraph and then discuss it sentence by sentence. So it's a long paragraph, so we will take a little time to read the paragraph. Okay, so all be ready. Brahma parivridah mahan dharmajnana vairagaishvaryah sarvan
ऐश्वर्य सर्वान्
anyan atishete iti
अन्यान् अतिशेते इति
devanam
देवानां
द्योतनावतामिन्द्रादीनां
योतमनानामिन्द्रादीनां
प्रथमः गुणैः
प्रथमः गुणैः
प्रधानः सन्
प्रधानः सन्
प्रथमः अग्रे वा
प्रथमः अग्वा
सम्बभूव
सम्बभूव
अभिव्यक्तः
अभिव्यक्तः
सम्यक् स्वातन्त्र्येण इत्यभिप्रायः
इत्यभिप्रायः
न तथा यथा
न तथा यथा
धर्माधर्मवशात्
धर्मवशात्
संसारिणः अन्ये जायन्ते
संसारिणः अन्ये
योऽसावाततीन्द्रियो ग्राह्यः
योऽसावातीन्द्रो ग्राह्यः
मनु
मनु
1.7
मनु इत्यादि स्मृतेः
मनु इत्यादि स्मृतेः
मनु इत्यादि स्मृतेः
विश्वस्य सर्वजगतः
सर्वजगतः
कर्ता उत्पादयिता
कर्ता उत्पादयिता
भुवनस्य उत्पन्नस्य
भुवनस्य उत्पन्नस्य
गोप्ता पालयिता इति
गोप्ता पालयिता इति
विशेषणं ब्रह्मणः
विशेषणं
ब्रह्मणाः
विशेषणं ब्रह्मणाः
विद्यास्तुतये स एवं
स एवं
प्रख्यातमहत्वः
महत्त्वः
ब्रह्मा
ब्रह्मः
ब्रह्मविद्यां
ब्रह्मविद्यां
ब्रह्मणः परात्मनः विद्यां ब्रह्मविद्यां
विद्यां
एनाक्षरं पुरुषं वेद सत्यं
येनाक्षरं पुरुषं सत्यम्
इति विशेषणात् परमात्म विषया हि सा ब्रह्मणा वा अग्रजेनोक्ता इति ब्रह्मविद्या तां सर्वविद्या प्रतिष्ठां सर्वविद्याभिव्यक्ति हेतुत्वात् सर्वविद्याश्रयाम् इत्यर्थः सर्वविद्यावेद्यं वा वस्तु अनयैव Vignata iti.
Vignāti.
Ena shrutam shrutam bhavate.
Yena shrutam shrutam bhavati.
Bhavati.
Amatam matam.
Amatam
Tam matam.
Avignatam vignatam.
avijñātam
Tam
vijñātam.
vijñātam.
Chandogyo Upanishad.
Chandogyopanishad.
Chandogyopanishad.
Iti shrutehe.
Iti
Iti
shrutehe.
shrutehe.
Sarva vidya pratishthamite.
Sarvavidya
Sarvavidya-pratishthamiti.
Chastauti vidyam.
Chastauti
vidyam.
vidyam.
Atarvaya jeshtaputraya praha.
Atharvaya
Sarvaya
jyeshtaputraya praha.
jyeshtaputraya.
Jeshtaschasau putrascha.
Jyeshtastasau
Jyeshtastasau
putrascha.
putrascha.
Anekeshu brahmanaha.
Anekeshu
Nekeshu
brahmanaha.
brahmana.
Srishti prakareshu.
Srishti prakareshu.
Prakareshu.
Anyatamasya.
Anyatamasya.
Tamasya.
Srishti prakarasya.
Srishti prakarasya.
Prakarasya.
Pramuke purvam.
Pramuke purvam.
Atarva srishtah iti jeshtah.
Atharva srishtaha iti jyeshtaha.
Tasmai jeshtaputraya praha.
Tasmai
Tasmai
jyeshtaputraya
jyeshtaputraya
praha.
Uktavan.
Uktavan.
Such a long paragraph. So Bhashyakara, goes into details and explains each and every word of the mantra. Beautiful. So we will take the first line and understand. Brahma parivridaha mahan dharmajnana vairagya aishwaryah sarvan anyan atishete iti. So the very first word of the mantra is Brahma. And Bhashyakara takes up this word. What is the meaning of Brahma? The word Brahma is from the verbal root, the dhatu brih. Brih dhatu, which means to be big, to grow, to expand. Therefore, Brahma means one who is well grown, or greatest, or surpassing. And therefore, Bhashyakara gives the meaning parivridaha. In fact, Parivrida is a less known word than even Brahma, right? Probably for Bhashyakara, it must be a very easy word. We have never heard the word Parivrida. Brahmaji we have heard, isn't it? But then he chooses the word Parivrida. Probably he wants us to get our vocabulary improved by reading the Bhashya. Okay. Of course, I will not go into the grammar part of the word Parivridaha. Even though, as I said earlier also, a Bhashyam study should cover all grammar aspects of the words also. But then in our class, it will be helpful if the students either know Sanskrit grammar or are studying the grammar along with studying the Bhashyam, like we did in the Gurukula. Anyway, to make it simple, Parivrida also means one who is growing, one who is big. And this word Parivridaha is further explained by Bhashyakara as Mahan. Now the word Mahan we have all heard. Mahan means great. And what do you mean by being great? Bhashyakara says, Dharma Jnana Vairagya Aishwarya Sarvan Anyan Atishete. Atishete means excels. He is superior. Superior to whom? Sarvan Anyan, all others. So he is superior to all others. He excels all others in Dharma Jnana Vairagya Aishwarya. Dharma means virtues. Jnanam here means knowledge. Vairagyam means dispassion. And Aishwaryam is overlordship. So in terms of all these four gunas, he excels all others. Other devatas like Indra, Varuna, Vayu, etc. Why? Even Manushya, human beings, all of them have got some dharma, some jnanam, some vairagyam, and some aishwaryam. Something little everybody has got. But Brahmaji excels all in terms of these four. And therefore, he is Parivridaha Mahan. And that Brahmaji is the one who manifested first compared to all other devatas. And this idea is given in the second sentence. Devanam Dhyotanavatam Indradinam Pratamah Gunaihi Pradanaha San Pratama Agreva Sambabhuva Abhivyaktaha Samyak Swatantriyena Ityabhiprayaha. This is the second sentence. Now, Devanam Pratamaha Sambabhuva. The second, next part of the mantra. And these three words are explained. Devana means among the devatas or compared to the devatas. Pratamaha Sambabhuva. He got manifested first. Sambabhuva means manifest. And Bhashyakara explains the word Pratamaha in two senses. He takes two meanings for the word Pratamaha. The first meaning of Pratama is that he is foremost among all devatas in terms of qualities. Gunaihi pradanaha, he says. So he is foremost and therefore Pratamaha. Like we say, that boy is first in the class or first in the university, etc. Means that in terms of performance, in terms of his understanding, in terms of his ranking, he is the first. That is one meaning of Pratama. And Bhashyakara gives another meaning. He says Pratama Agreva, which is chronologically also he is the first, being the first one to be born. So Pratama means eldest. Pratama also means foremost. So it has got both meanings. Chronologically first and also qualitatively foremost. And Bhashyakara takes both the meanings. And first he takes the word, the qualitatively foremost meaning. And he says Devanam Dhyotanavatam. Amongst the Devanam, as I said, amongst the Devas, Dhyotanavatam means those who are having the shining, those who are glowing. So Devanam here refers to the gods. So Devatas who are Dhyotanavatam, who are glowing or shining, and who are those who are shining? He says Indriyadinam, Indra and others. Agni, Vayu, Varuna, all devatas. So many devatas are there. In fact, tradition says there are 33 crore devatas. We have to understand each devata is nothing but one cosmic power. Because people ask, oh, Hinduism is 33 crore devata. Where are 33 crore devatas? There is only one God. People say all these things without any basic understanding of what Sanatana Dharma is all about. First of all, the God which they talk about is not the God which we talk about. They talk about a God who is somewhere in heaven and all that, and you can go and reach that God only after death. We talk about a God who is within us and whom we can understand, realize in while living itself. We don't need to die for that. And each power we have got is represented by each devata. Now anybody can anybody count the powers which are there? For example, in our body itself, how many powers are there? There is a eyesight power, hearing power, smelling power, then touch, power of touch, then digestion power, circulation power. If you start counting from the body itself, there are so many powers that we will not be able to count. What to talk of the entire universe? And that is why when we say 33 crore devatas, we are counting each power as one devata. So if anybody is challenging, you tell him that you understand this power as in this way, devata in this manner, and start counting. Let us see whether you live long enough to count 33 crores. Anyway, coming back to the Bhashyam. So, Indra's name is first. Indradinam. He said, no. Indra's name is first because Indra is the Raja. Raja of all devatas. So, compared to even Indra and others who are shining, Brahma Pratamaha. Pratamaha equals to Gunai Pradhanaha, sun. Pradhanam means being foremost. So being the foremost Gunaihi in terms of quality, this is one meaning. Then Devanam Pratamaha Agreva Sambhabuva.
वो बोला बंटी को वोटर करेगा संजय जी को और पिंटू को समझा दो.
Good. Keep talking. I am also listening.
My apologies. I didn't realize it was unmuted.
Okay. See, what happens is any disturbance, the thinking, the line of thought goes away. So, as I was saying, Devanam Pratamaha. So, one meaning is Gunaihi. That is Gunaihi Pradhanaha San. Foremost in terms of quality. And Devanam Pratamaha Agreva Sambhabuva. Being the first to manifest among the Devas. So, Sambhabuva should be connected with Pratamaha. In fact, both it should be. So, Gunaihi also Kudaihi Pradhanaha Sambhabuva. Then Pratamaha Agreva Sambhabuva. Both Sambhabuva should be connected with both meanings. So if you ask, who was Brahma? The answer is Brahma was the first and foremost in terms of quality among the devatas and also first to manifest among all devatas. This is the meaning of Brahma Devanam Pratamaha Sambhabuva. Then Bhashyakara goes on to explain the word Sambhabuva. And this word has got two parts, Sam and Babuva. First, he gives the meaning of the word Babuva as Abhivyaktaha. Abhivyaktaha means manifested. Manifested means like an avatara. He's not born. He just manifests. And Bhashyakara gives the meaning of the prefix sam as samyak. Samyak means very well, perfectly. And he goes on to explain what he means by the word samyak. He says swatantriyena, which means independently. Iti abhipraya means this is the idea conveyed by the word sam. So sambabuva means swatantriyena babuva. He got manifested independently. We call, swayambhuhu, there is a word. That word is nothing but swayam babuva is swayambhu. So God manifested independently on his own. So what is the meaning of the meaning of saying born independently? To show how Brahmaji was born or manifested differently, independently, contrast is given. So if you want to say a person is independent, how can you say that? It can be understood only when we show the contrast of a person who is dependent. Isn't it? Because independence on its own will not convey any meaning. So the person is independent. Means what? Means he has got no dependence. So that means that other people have got some dependence. So you show the contrast. So and so, so and so, so and so have got dependence, but this person has got no dependence. That's why he is independent. And therefore, Bhashyakara is he doesn't leave anything to chance. The contrast is showing to explain what is meant by Swatantriyena independently. And this he explains in the next sentence. Na tata yata dharma dharma vashat samsarinah anye jayante. Na tatha, unlike others. Yatha, just as. Dharma dharma vashat, because of the control of punyam and papam. Anye, others. Others here means other than Brahmaji and also other avatars. And who are those people who are under the control of dharma? Samsarinaha. The people who are under the spell of avidya, kama, karma. You must remember the definition of samsara. We have seen earlier. Avidya, kama, karma. So those samsarinaha, those who are bound, jayante, are born. See, the word jayante he uses for all the samsaris are born, whereas for Brahmaji, he says sambhabuva. A specific, exact words Bhashyakara uses. So Brahmaji was born, or we will not also use the word born, manifested differently, independently. He was not born the way other people, that is the samsaris, are born. Because what is the biggest dependence of samsaris? They are under the control of punyam and papam. They are under the spell of punyam and papam. Punyam and papam and its effects control the life of a samsari. So this means the jiva doesn't have the choice at the end of the life. Jiva takes the next body according to the balance of punya papa account. So all other people other than Brahmaji, including Devatas, Indradina, they are all born because of dharma vashat, because of the control of punyam and papam. Suppose somebody desires that in the next Janma I should be born as an elephant. That's not possible. You will only get what you are eligible based on Punyam and Papam. As we saw in the last Gita class. You will get what you deserve, not what you desire. That is the law of karma. Therefore, other than Brahmaji, all other people have no choice. Because Brahmaji was not manifested like that. And that is what is meant by the word Swatantriyena. All others are born Paratantriyena. Paratantra means dependence. Paratantriyena means dependently they are born, depending upon their punyam and papam. So basically, here Bhashyakara is presenting Brahmaji as an avatara. The first avatara of Bhagavan, who got manifested because of the necessity in the creation. All other avatars come as a process of creation. But the creator, Bhagavan, who is the original creator, he created, manifested as Brahmaji and delegated the power of creation to Brahmaji. Then Brahmaji went on creating where, depending upon the necessity, different avatars were manifested. So, Brahmaji is a manifestation of Ishvara. Ishvara is taking avatara for doing what is to be done in a given situation. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, Gita students, we have already discussed all these things in the Gita class. Krishna discusses this difference between Janma of Jiva and Avatara of Ishvara. Here, of course, one difference is highlighted, and that is Jiva is born because of his own Punya Papa, whereas Ishvara, or in this manifests as Brahmaji, is not born because of a Punya Papa. Therefore, Swatantriyena Babuva. And that is why Ishvara can choose the form he wants to manifest. In fact, all the cosmic powers which I just now described little while ago is all what Ishvara's manifestation only, which Jiva cannot do. Therefore, Swatantriyena ityabhiprayaha. That is how we have to understand the word Swatantriyena. And this idea is totally based on the scriptures. That Ishvara is born because of Samashti Punya Papa, not because of his own personal desire. All these are based on scripture alone because we can figure out only some logic to support the idea. But the prime source is Shruti or Smriti, and therefore Bhashyakara quotes Smriti in the next sentence. Because people will ask, where are you getting all these funny ideas, Brahmaji manifesting? Purva Pakshi is readily waiting to jump upon Bhashyakara to raise all his objections. Of course, those days people had a certain decency. When one person is speaking, other people will not interrupt till that person completes what he wants to say. Unlike these days, especially we see in all these TV debates, nobody will allow anybody else to speak at all. They'll be all shouting, chaos, and total confusion. And people sit and watch this, and that is what the wonderful thing. I would call it the eighth wonder of the world. Such debates go on fighting and calling names and things. The people sit and watch. What will happen ultimately? All those vasanas will go and settle down in your antakaranam, in your subconscious, and you will develop the same habits. And we see that in many meetings. In fact, general meetings, especially the society meetings, the cooperative society, see how people jump at each other. They don't allow anybody to speak, etc. Anyway, I am getting derailed. Let us come back. So, Bhashyakara is quoting a Smriti sloka in order to support his interpretation of this, Swatantriyena. He says, Yaha asau atindriyaha agrahyaha ityadi smritehe. So, this is a sloka from Manusmriti. So, idea is that Ishvara incarnates in the form of Brahmaji without coming under the spell of Punya and Papa, is substantiated by Smriti Vakya given in Manusmriti 1.7, the first section, 7th sloka. The whole sloka is like this. Yosavat indriyagrahyaha सूक्ष्मो व्यक्तः सनातनः सर्वभूतमयोचिन्त्यः स एषः स्वयं sambuddhau. Something is wrong here. Swayam ubuddhau. Swayam ubuddhau. The complete shloka in Manusmriti, where it is said that the one who is atindriyaha. Atindriya means what? The person who does not, whose indriyas is not perceptible, imperceptible. Andriyas means all body, limbs, parts. The one who is imperceptible, agrahya means not available for sense organs, since it is beyond sense organs, unfathomable. And then further, Sukshmaha, who is very subtle, Avyaktaha, who is unmanifest for the jivas, Sanatanaha, who is eternal, who is permanent, Sarva Bhutamayaha, one who is the self of all, or one who is the essence of all, Achintyaha, one whose magnitude cannot be fathomed by the human mind. Saha Yeshaha, that Paramatma. And of course, here we have to say Yeshaha, Bhashyakara interprets as Brahmaji. Because Brahmaji is interpreted as manifestation of Paramatma. Swayam Udbhavau. Udbhavau means manifested. Udbhavati, to manifest. So, Paramatma, who in this description is Atindriyaha, Agrahya, Sukshmaha, Avyaktaha, Sanatanaha, Sarvabhutamayaha, Achintyaha. That Paramatma alone is Swayam Udbhavau. Udbhavau. So here, Swayam indicates independently, and Udbhavau means manifested. So Bhashyakara quotes this Smriti Vakya to substantiate the idea which he has presented for the word sam or samyak, which he gave the meaning Swatantriyena Babuva, independently manifested. Ityadi Smritehe. So thus Bhashyakara presents Brahmaji as an avatara of Ishvara. Now that completes the first quarter. And Bhashyakara now takes up the second quarter of the mantra, which is Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gopta, which further glorifies Brahmaji as the creator of the world and also the protector. So he says, Vishwasya Sarva Jagataha Karta Utpadayita Bhuvanasya Utpannasya Gopta Palayita iti Visheshanam Brahmanaha Vidya Stutaye. So Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gopta, the creator of this world and the protector of this world. And he says Vishwasya is equal to Sarvasya. The word Vishwam has got two meanings. One as a pronoun and another as a noun. But for our purpose, we can take either of them. The meaning will be the same. So Vishwasya means Sarvasya. And he says Sarvasya means Jagataha. Jagataha means the world. So Vishwasya is equal to Sarvasya Jagataha, the entire universe. And Brahmaji is what? Is the Karta. Karta, he says, Utpadayita, the creator. And therefore, Brahmaji is the creator of the entire world. That is the meaning of the word Vishwasya Karta. Then Bhuvanasya Gopta. Gopta, he explains as Palayita. Palayita means protector of. Palayita has also got the meaning of one who takes care of. Bhuvana here means the world. Utpannasya, the world which is already born. So he is the creator of this world and he is the protector of this world which is born, which is created, which is produced. And therefore, Bhagavan not only creates, he protects also, he takes care. He is the nourisher. He nourishes the world. As we have discussed earlier, that generally we have got this particular idea that Brahmaji is the creator, Vishnu is the sustainer, and Shiva is the destroyer. Isn't it? That is how we all have been taught right from childhood about these three murtis. So here, Brahmaji himself is given the status of not only a Karta, he is also given the status of Gopta. Looks like he is trying to supersede Vishnu in terms of the power to protect. The way we should understand is that here Brahmaji is presented as avatar of Ishvara. And Ishvara is all Karta, Palayita, Samhara Karta, everything. Ishvara is nothing but manifested as Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. And therefore, all three adjectives can go with Brahmaji, who is Ishvara. So when he says protector, when he says creator and protector, we must understand that Brahmaji, all as Ishvara, also discharges the duty of Brahmaji himself as creator and also Vishnu as the protector. Now, Bhashyakara himself makes it clear. Why is this description given here that Brahmaji is Karta, Brahmaji is Palayita, etc.? Because there will be a question. Why you are going on talking about Brahmaji's manifestation, etc.? What it has got to do with Brahma Vidya? Because the whole Upanishad you explained is all about Brahma Vidya. Now, Brahma Vidya you are talking about, and you are going on talking about Brahmaji is, born independently. So he says, iti Visheshanam. This type of Visheshanam. Here, this type of Visheshanam here means Visheshana Advayam. So the Karta and Gopta, this type of description, Visheshanam, these adjectives are used for Brahmana Vidyastutaye, for the glorification of knowledge. So Bhashyakara connects it. What is the relevance of all these explanation? The relevance of this first mantra is two only. Glorification of the creator or the first giver of the knowledge, and also glorification of the knowledge itself. Because such a great person who is manifestation of Ishvara, if he is the first teacher of Brahma Vidya, that means what? The Ishvara himself is teaching this Brahma Vidya. This is a Apaurusheya Vishaya, not coming from any human being. That is itself is, a glory for this Brahma Vidya. And Brahmaji is glorified, as we have already discussed, being Pratamaha. Two meanings of Pratamaha. So the description of Brahmaji as the creator and sustainer of this world is for the glorification of this Vidya itself. Now you will ask, I'm not going to leave Bhashyakara like this. How is this glorifying? When, for example, let us understand, when somebody writes a book, there will be a section in the book which will talk about the author to glorify him, isn't it? His achievements, other books that he has written. He is teaching in so and so famous university. He has won so many awards. He has published so many research papers. All these description is given about the author so that you will have respect for the author, respect for the book, and you will also have respect for the content or subject matter presented, so that the book will become what we call lokapriya and sold very fast, isn't it? That's the purpose of glorification. That it should attract lot of readers, and then they should buy the book and read the book. Similarly here, Brahmaji, who is the creator and sustainer of this entire world, is glorified so that the Vidya given by him is glorified. And with this, the commentary on the first line of the mantra is completed. Now we will enter the commentary on the second line of the mantra. Sa Brahma Vidyam Sarva Vidya Pratishtam Atarvaya Jeshta Putraya Praha. That line, second line of the mantra, we will take. We will read the Bhashyam. We have already read the Bhashyam. I will just repeat it. Sa evam prakyata mahatvaha Brahma. Did we read this? Not sure.
Yes, we did, Guruji.
We did,
We
huh?
did, yeah.
Okay.
We read the entire paragraph.
Yes,
Oh,
entire
entire
paragraph.
paragraph read. Yeah, correct. Excuse me. स एवं प्रख्यात महत्वः ब्रह्मा ब्रह्म विद्यां ब्रह्मणः परमात्मनः विद्यां ब्रह्म विद्याम्. the first line of the Bhashya. So, Bhashyakara first talks about Sa Brahma Vidya. That part he explains Saha Evam Prakyata Mahatva. Saha here literally means he. And who is that he? He means Brahmaji. What type of Brahmaji? Evam Prakyata Mahatva. Means one whose greatness is so well known in this manner. Evam means in this manner. In this manner means as explained in the first sentence of the mantra. In this manner, Prakhyata means well known. Mahatva means greatness. So this word Prakhyata Mahatva is qualifying Saha Brahma. So Brahmaji, whose greatness is well known in this manner, the manner which is described in the first sentence, first line of the mantra, whose greatness is known, that he is the firstborn and he is the creator and sustainer of this world, that Brahma Praha. The word Praha we have to bring in here from the first line. Sorry, the word Praha comes later on in the second line. We have to bring it forward. It will come later. But then for making the sentence complete, we have to add this, supply this word Praha. So what will be the word sentence? Saha evam prakyata mahatva brahma praha. That will be the complete sentence. And this is the style of Bhashyakara. Bhashyakara, many times he will not care to complete the sentence grammatically. Because he assumes that people who are studying his Bhashyam know Sanskrit very well and they will themselves, understand or supply the words for completing from a grammatical point of view. Therefore, many sentences of Bhashyakara, his explanation, it will look as an incomplete sentence. So you will see here also Brahma Vidya, full stop is there. Because that sentence doesn't have a verb. Every sentence should have a verb, isn't it? Grammatically, a sentence is incomplete without a verb. And therefore, we have to supply that verb. From the same sentence, it is there later on. In the same mantra. Praha, we have to supply. So now he explains what is the meaning of Brahma Vidya. He says, Brahmanaha Paramatmanaha Vidyam Brahma Vidya. Now, of course, we have already mentioned this, but all of you should note, in Sanskrit, there is both for Sachidananda Brahma and also for Brahmaji. The word is Brahma only. So, in the context of this Upanishad, we can interpret the word Brahma as Nirgunam, Satyajnanam, Anantam Brahma, unnegatable, infinite, limitless consciousness, and also as Brahmaji, the Chaturmukha Brahmaji. Now the word Brahmana is common to both. So the question is which meaning one should take. And in the context of Mundaka Upanishad, not in the context of any other Upanishad, we can take both the meanings. First one is Brahman. Brahma, what Bhashyakara is equal to Nirguna Brahman. Sachidananda Brahma. Then Brahmana Vidya means knowledge about Brahman. That consciousness. So there it will mean Brahmana Vidya will mean Brahma Vishaya Vidya, knowledge regarding Brahman. And the second meaning which refers to Brahmaji, it will mean Brahma Ukta Vidya, Vidya taught by Brahmaji. So Vidya taught by Brahmaji also can be called Brahma Vidya. See, these are all very subtle grammar points. And of course, if you are a Sanskrit student, studying Upanishad, the Bhashyam becomes more and more enjoying that. But mind you, these two meanings can be taken only in the context of Mundaka Upanishad. We cannot take this meaning everywhere. For example, Kathopanishad, we cannot take this meaning because there the teacher is Yamadharma Raja. But the first interpretation is common. Brahma as consciousness. Satchidananda Brahma, we can take it commonly. Though, as I said, I am explaining all this to highlight the nuances of the Sanskrit language. And that is why the Guru Parampara becomes very, very important. Other people may feel what is great about all these things, but Sanskrit students, for them, these are all intellectual exercises to improve their language skills. Anyway, so here Bhagavan Bhashyakara first takes the first meaning. He says, Brahmanaha Paramatmanaha Vidyam Brahma Vidyam. So Brahmanaha means what? Paramatmanaha. Of Paramatma, the highest self. The Satchidananda self. So knowledge regarding Brahman is called Brahma Vidya. And Bhashyakara quotes Shruti Vakya in this Upanishad itself to support this interpretation. And you see, for Vedanta students, it does nobody needs to keep on explaining why Brahma Vidya means Brahmana Vidya means Brahma refers to Satchidananda self. But Bhashyakara, as I said, leaves nothing to chance. For such simple things also, he brings out a valid, irrefutable evidence. That's why we may think, what is the need? Because it's all so clear. It is so clear to us because we do not know so many other interpretations are possible. And since we know the only one interpretation of the word Brahma, we are not aware, and therefore for us it all looks very simple and clear. So Brahma Vidya means knowledge of Brahman, but there are other meanings also for the word Brahma. And Bhashyakara assumes that we know all other meanings, and therefore he wants to highlight what meaning I am taking here by quoting the Shruti Vakya, as to which meaning we should also take. And we should also know that there are other possibilities for interpretation of this word Brahma. Because there are so many other possibilities. Like, for example, the word Brahma means Veda. Omkara is called Brahma. Hiranya Garbha is called Brahma. All these possibilities are there. So many different meanings are there. And therefore he says, Brahma Vidya, the word Brahma Vidya has to be interpreted as Paramatmanaha Vidya. And to take this meaning, we have got the basis. And therefore he quotes the sentence, Enaksharam Purusham Veda Satyam, from Mundaka Upanishad itself. First Mundaka, second Kanda, 13th mantra. Iti Visheshanat Paramatma Vishaya hi sa. So as I said, this mantra comes in the first Mundaka, second Kanda, 13th mantra. After the mantra Pariksha Lokan, the complete mantra is Tasmai sa vidwan upasannaya samyak prashanta chittaya shamanvitaya enaksharam purusham veda satyam provacha tam tatvatah brahma vidya. So he is quoting this mantra from the Upanishad, and we will see the explanation in the next class. Okay. Time is up. I will close here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Thank you, Guruji.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Thank you.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Hari Om Guruji. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
First, apologies for the mistake in not muting.
No, that's okay.
It was a now. Second was the question is you were explaining about
Parivridaha.
Parivridaha. In Shankaracharya, when he is welcomed, he is addressed as Parivrajaka. Is it the same? Does it
Same.
Ha,
Mahan
Mahan
Acharya.
Mahan Acharya.
Same
So
meaning.
that was an instant
Yeah.
recollection. So I said, just wanted to check on that.
Yeah, good. You must
you.
recollect, you must be able to connect such things, in day to day we do. Because this teaching is not a standalone teaching. We have to connect it with our day to day life. Whatever we hear, we chant, then, it will become more enjoyable. Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other? Hariji.
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om.
Guruji, I have a query that you never say that this is written by Adi Shankaracharya. Never you mention as Shankaracharya. You
Well,
always say as Bhashya. You always say as Bhashyakara.
Yes.
There is any specific reason why you call him always as the
I think you have
Bhashyakara?
not been attending all the classes or attending and not listening. In one class earlier in the introductory portion, I had told
Yeah,
Shankaracharya is more popularly known as Bhashyakara because he first wrote the Bhashyam for Brahma Sutra.
yeah,
The word Bhashyakara normally is a title, not even a word, right?
yeah,
Bhashyakara is a title given only to those who write Bhashyam on Brahma Sutra. In fact, the commentary on Brahma Sutra only is called Bhashyam. All others are not called Bhashyam, which all I explained in one class.
okay.
So,
Then I
but
missed.
then because Adi Shankara's this title as Bhashyakara has been given, it is a very superior title that a person who has written
Yeah, true.
the Bhashyam on Brahma Sutra. We are learning from such a great person. So every time I say Bhashyakara, you must always think, oh, great person. He is teaching me. Understand? That's the
Okay.
bhavana we must have. And that is
Yeah.
why my guru in the Gurukulam also
Yeah.
use the word Bhashyakara to bring in this kind of a bhavana in us.
Yeah, okay.
Technically, you cannot call a commentary on Upanishad as Bhashyam,
Okay.
but we refer to him as Bhashyakara.
Okay. Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Yes, Lataji, what is your question?
Hari Om Guruji.
Hari Om.
Namaste. Just one observation and two simple questions, Guruji. In Kannada also we use the word praudha. Praudha is for someone who is mature or higher or something. Praudha Shale means higher school. So
Yeah.
that's the word. That's there in the Kannada also, Guruji. And my two questions probably you have explained, but I have missed it. I think the meaning of words Gopta and Gopta.
Gopta, he said Palayita.
It is Utpannasya Gopta Palayita is the thing.
Yeah. Utpannasya is the Sambhabuva goes with that. Utpannasya goes with Sambhabuva. Utpannasya is the explanation for, 1 second, let me go back to the sentence.
It's in the second quarter.
Yeah, second quarter.
Vishwasya Sarvasya Jagatah Karta.
Sorry, yeah. Karta Vishwasya Sarvasya Jagatah Karta Utpadayita means the creator. Bhuvanasya Utpannasya, the creation. The Utpannasya is the meaning he has given for Bhuvanasya. And Bhuvanasya means the creation.
Yes, Guruji. I was looking at the meaning of
Utpadayita means Karta. Karta of what? Karta of the creation. And Gopta means Palayita, means the protector. So what is your question?
So Gopta also means protector and Palayita also means protector.
Gopta is the word in the mantra.
Okay. So Palayita is the meaning.
Is explaining it as Palayita.
That's the the Gopta's, the word Gopta's meaning is Palayita.
Yes. Well, that's why I told you, the way he writes Bhashyam is one word from the mantra he will take and he will give another equivalent meaning of that word in Sanskrit.
Yes, Guruji, but usually the words are in different colors. I think I'm not seeing properly. Thank you, Guruji, about that.
Yeah, the word Gopta in the Bhashyam is in blue color.
Okay.
Means it is a mantra, it is the word from the original mantra.
Okay.
Then the other words are all in the what color? What was that? Violet or pink or whatever you call.
Right, Guruji.
Men will call pink, ladies will call it purple. So what is in purple is Bhashyakara's explanation.
Okay. Thank you, Guruji. And the other word, what about this Jeshta Putraya Praha? The Praha has come again and again. Praha is...
Praha is given only in the last of this mantra, correct?
The first sentence, last of the mantra, Guruji, yes.
So, what is happening? This sentence of Bhashyakara, if you read what he has said,
yes, Guruji.
Next sentence, which is the one second. Sa evam prakyata mahatva hai brahma vidyam, brahmana hai paramatmana vidyam, brahma vidyam. Right? This sentence is incomplete. So we have to supply praha from the mantra here, means that famous Brahmaji, Brahma Vidyam praha, he taught Brahma Vidya.
So the exact meaning of praha, Guruji, I'm not able to catch.
Praha means he taught, he told, he spoke of.
Taught.
Yeah.
Okay.
Praha word we have seen earlier also in the Bhashyam, isn't it?
Yeah, I had missed that, Guruji.
So you must remember, praha means, he spoke about, he taught, like that. That meaning, contextually we have to take. Praha can mean he spoke about, he told, or in the context of Brahma Vidya, we can say he taught. That meaning we can take.
Okay, so okay, Guruji, I think other questions I'll hold, because I wanted to know what is the root dhatu of praha and gopta, but that's not suitable for this class. We'll just leave it. Thank you very much. Hari Om.
Okay, Hari Om. Yeah. Yes, Raghu.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste.
Thank you for today's class. This is actually very, very, I think, a very significant class in many ways, because you have clarified, or you have spoken of, and I would like your clarification on the aspect of Brahmaji, where he takes on the role, I guess, of the three, of that triumvirate, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. It seems as if he has taken on all three aspects. Am I correct in that understanding in this mantra, today's mantra, that he is the first and all-inclusive of those three aspects of creation, which includes sustenance and, if we want to call it, transition or destruction? Is that correct, or do we just take it as such in the mantra itself that
You can take,
it is assumed?
It's assumed. Because he is manifestation of Ishvara, and Ishvara is what? Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva is also manifestation of Ishvara. So we are here talking about only one person, that is Ishvara, who is manifesting in different forms. Like Vishnu and Shiva are manifestation, Brahmaji is also a manifestation, the avatar of Ishvara.
And can we assume then, or can we take from the mantra that this aspect of, or the creation itself is the Saguna Brahman of the one reality? I'm not sure if I'm understanding correctly, that creation itself is the manifested names and forms of the one reality.
Yes. That is why it says there is only Brahman, there is nothing else. What appears as a creation is a mithya. It's the same Brahman, the Satchidananda Brahman, assuming various names and forms is what the creation, the world is all about. And if you have understood that, then you have understood one very big essence of Vedanta. One of the very important. That's why I say, what was that? Brahma Satyam, Jagan Nitya, Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. No, it's not different. The Jiva and Brahma, the world and Brahma are not different. They are one. Appears to be different, but it's only an appearance. They are actually one. In fact, they are one. That's a correct understanding.
It seems to me like just glimpses of this are appearing as a vidya for me. I'm trying to grasp it. It seems to be a little bit, it comes like the understanding that when you explain it, it seems very clear. And then I go after the class and throughout the next few days, I try to understand that and also try to put it into practice in daily life, which is also something as a trial and a test in some ways. But I appreciate your explanation so much. I value it, and I have a lot of gratitude for the way that you have explained it. Thank you. Namaste.
One thing we must remember, just because we say it is mithya does not mean that we must neglect it. We must ignore it.
Right.
It is a mithya from the standpoint of paramartha. But from a vyavaharika, from a transactional point of view, it is satyam only. It has got validity from transactional point of view. But from the point of view of ultimate reality, it is not as real as that Brahman is. That is how we have to understand.
Right.
Accordingly.
And
a very simple example, whenever you have this problem, just imagine a magic show. Magic show, we see the magician performing so many things. Do we actually interpret that actually happening? But we enjoy the show, right? But in our mind, we know that this is all just a show, just being projected for us to enjoy. In reality, he is not drawing hairs or rabbits from a hat or converting a kerchief into a bouquet, etc. We know as adults, as mature people, that is all just a projection he is making. He has got his own tricks to do that. We don't even understand how he does it. That magic show, if you understand, you will understand what is Maya. You will understand how we should relate to Maya. Enjoy Maya. Don't take it as real.
Thank you, Guruji. And I also wanted to say it all seems to be about context. in the context of this loka and of daily life, we must take it, do our best, and put in full awareness and engage in what needs to be done, what is in front of us. At the same time, understanding that it is a show, we can still enjoy the show, as you said, but understanding that there is something bigger and beyond that is controlling the show, that we can't see, that invisibility, or that it's like trying to see principles. You can't see principles with the human eye. They're invisible, or attitudes. They're not visible, and yet they manifest in our actions or our thoughts or our words.
Yeah.
So in that same respect, thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Namaskaram. Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Any other question? No hands are going up, so we can close the show. Close the class, I mean. We'll come back next Monday. Hari Om.